Hey there, internet world. What's going on? It's your coach in the mobile office one more time. It seems like that the mobile office is the most productive office that there is out there. So yeah, this video is probably going to be a little bit crappy. You know, it's going to be dark. You're probably going to see flashing lights and things like that as we kind of move along. Anyway, I'm not going to be long. It's going to be quick. I just wanted to add some more pieces to some of the advice I'm giving out there. As I said, I'm really throwing out there kind of the plans that I've worked with many athletes for many years, young athletes in the world of development, and with their parents. And so I wanted to share some of that with you parents out there. Right, especially the ones with young kids. If you plan on having them getting into athletics, I just did a piece actually on putting your kids in gymnastics. You can go to my YouTube site to see that. I'm gonna throw it up on Facebook as well too, because I guess that's where say the young generation is not on Facebook no more, but I guess the parents are. So yeah, you know what? Just wanted to add this. This obviously is gonna be up on Facebook. I wanted to add this piece real quick. So now, you've got this long-term plan for your kids, right? They're going to get into sports, they're going to get into other things, or you are an athlete and you're a young guy, young girl, you got this long-term plan for yourself, right? So if you had watched some of the previous videos, you would have saw where, man, it's actually foggy as heck out here. But anyway, you would have saw where, I said, listen, like that game plan, that 50-year game plan, and it's really a game plan how to get the best out of athletics, right? You're going to be involved into this. I know people, spending 4, 5, 6, 7 hours a day on athletics. So if you're going to be putting that much, athletics is going to be your full-time job. And so if you're going to be doing that, I mean, can you imagine that you as a parent, or you as even just a young person, you're working for 40, 50 hours a week and no pay, right? No pay. And you know what? No benefits for the future, nothing. It's just, somebody's gonna say you're gonna be healthier. So here's another piece of the game plan. So this came about. I was sitting with a friend of mine, very successful. He's got 2 boys, both incredible athletes, and they're doing very, very well in their sports, very, very well in school. Their goal is to get to Harvard, right? So sitting down with the dad. Well, originally that's kind of what their parents are. Goal is Harvard, and so I just kind of said, oh, okay, well, what school do they want to go to, right? And he was like, well, he kind of said UBC because all their friends are kind of UBC and things like that, local, right? That's where most athletes are, right? Most, not all, most athletes are that, and so a part of that is belief. That's a huge part of it is belief. But here's another big part of it that you're missing. Like my friend Frank Mensah from Coast Wrestling Academy says, he said one of the big things, especially with scholarships, is that people don't plan for scholarships. So here's one of the things here's a tip for you parents out there, right? Here's part of the plan that you need to implement now. What you need to do is you need to sit down with your son or daughter and say, you know what? Here's what I want. I want a list of 10, based on their goals, right? So if their goal is to be an Olympic champion, let's say, wow, this fog is making everything dark. So if their goal is to be an Olympic champion, whatever sport it is, sit down with them and say, okay, what university do you know right now that their programs have produced multiple Olympic champions, or like let's say for example, I'm wrestling. I would say to myself, okay, well, what sport, what university in Canada that I know right now are or have produced Olympic champions? That's the number one. You want to be an Olympic champion? Well, you got to go to the place where the champions are being produced. And so, same thing. What college, university? Okay, you're in football. What college or university is known for producing professional baseball, soccer, hockey, like whatever those professional athletes are? Which college, university is actually doing that? And so, and on top of that, your academics. You want to be a doctor or a lawyer. Okay, well, which one of those schools are producing very good lawyers, very good doctors, and the professional athletes or the Olympic champions? Which one? And so ask them, I want a list of 20 schools, your top 20 schools. Write it down, top 20 schools that are producing either professional athletes or Olympic level athletes. And and they're doing it on a consistent basis, or they have done it. And so, which schools are? Give me 10 at least, minimum 10, and then you write that down, and you'll see how fast things will change with your son or your daughter, because now their mind is starting to become more open, and they might think, oh geez, I wanted to go to this particular school, but I also want to be an Olympic champion, but this school is actually not producing Olympic champions. Do I want to be that guinea pig? That's a great question. Do I want to be, or hey, you know what, this school is actually producing Olympic champions, however, academic wise or professional wise, like their professional output has not been that great. So you kind of want to look at that, and you kind of want to marry that all together. And so once you kind of get that list going, you know, like the 10 schools, if you're in Canada, here's what I would here's my recommendation. Here's what I do with our athletes, because we're here in Canada. 10 in Canada, 25 in the US. 10 in Canada, 25 in the US, whatever it is. Like, so for example, you know, I've had athletes who want to be like engineers, like they want to be the best engineers. And so I said, well, you know, it's like technically, like, you know, a lot of people I know, and, you know, just what I know that want to be engineers, like, you know, they would go to, you know, what's that school over there in Kitchener? University of Waterloo. And I'd say, what? Oh, yeah, but you want to wrestle? Well, it's going to be pretty hard, man. And I'd say, hey, listen, you know what? I know quite a few wrestlers who were engineers, and they went to like Western, or they went to McMaster's or something like that. They had a good wrestling program, you know, not producing Olympic champions. So if you want to be an Olympic champion and you want to be a really good engineer, those two schools might not do it for you, because they're not producing engineers who are also Olympic champions. They just don't have that right now. So that's my little bit there, right? Just a quick little recap. If you have questions, you can always email me at garfieldgary@gmail.com. And Gary is spelled Gairy, garfieldgary@gmail.com. Or send me a direct message. And yeah, you know, if you have any questions, or you want to kind of look at a template, you know, I'll hook you up with that. I'll answer whatever questions that you want. And like I said, it's really a plan that's been developed for over 20 years, and it's a working plan. It works. It's created multiple college, university athletes, world level athletes. So yeah, if you have any questions, definitely feel free to hit me up, garfieldgary@gmail.com. Send me a direct message, and I will get back to you and help you out. Bye for now.